I'm telling to the game. Cause I'm telling to the game.
Trap.
Tell it to the game. Cause I'm telling to the game. Because I'm telling to the game.
This is what Miami Heat basketball is all about. Miami Heat.
Oh yeah, tell it to the game like a well-made suit. I got the world right here in my hands and I'm ready to shoot the ball. So game on, game on. I got this money in my hands on a Friday night.
Wait, takes that's his former teammate.
Little gamesmanship here by Dwayne Wade.
Tell it to the game, tell it to the game, tell it to the game, I'm tell it to the game, tell it to the game, I'm tell it to the game, tell it to the game, tell it to the game like a well-made suit. I got the world right in my hands and I'm ready to shoot the ball. I'm shooting, so game on. Game on, I got this money in my hands on a Friday night.
I got money in
world
my
in my
hands.
review cause I'm out of sight. No more stars. Carry the world like you all. Like you all.
Tell it to the game, so it's time to get my game on. Johnny Storm hot, all I gotta scream is flame on. Well, I am fantastic. Stacks flip, call it acrobatics. I never go broke, I'll let them bricks do gymnastics. Got my cash stretching like elastic. Money gotta have it, I'm a brown paper bagget. Throw it in the wall, the basement or the attic. I don't stand on the block, man, I trap across the attic.
It's gonna be tough, though. Every night they're gonna have the Bulls out on the back.
The world is in my hand, and I'm not gon' pass it. All I know is go hard until they put me in a casket. Got the open lane, now I'm headed to the basket. And talking on you bitches like my name is Wayne Wade. I ball with the Heat and DFM, LeBron James. I get it ain't in my tailor-made suit. Man, I'm burning up the booth. I hold my suit is fireproof because I only speak the truth. Real life from the start to the finish. Fix the equal with the fire, that's the flame you can't extinguish. EA, cause I am in the game. LB, that is my name. I'm a beast with this thing. Welcome to the house of pain.
Tell it to the game like a well-made suit. I got this world right here in my hands and I'm ready to shoot the ball. So game on, game on. I got this money in my hands on a Friday night. I see the world in my review cause I'm out of sight. No more stars. Carry the world like you haul, like you haul. Tell it to the game, 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 I'm tell it to the game, tell it to the game, I'm tell it to the game, tell it to the game, tell it to the game like a well-made suit. I got the world right here in my hands and I'm ready to shoot the ball. So game on.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to another. Hold on, let me get my mic closer. Episode of Expansion Pack. I'm your host, Dan F. Man. It's a delay on my mic. Hold on. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Where's the extraness? Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna figure it out. If it ain't one thing, it's another. Alright, give me 2 seconds. I'm gonna get y'all motivation though. That shouldn't be like that. Well, at least I can get y'all motivation for the day. And I'm gonna work on this issue in the background. You know, of course, it's Monday motivation for my mans and them. Let me know if it's like double echoing or whatever for y'all. out there. Some of these issues I can't really troubleshoot them until they live. Motivation for my brothers. No. For others. Let me get one that when you watch it.
Here's a quick overview of what you can expect. First, one of our experienced system designers will...
What kind of relationship do you have with your father? Your real father? It's often ambivalent, right? Because there's an element of him that encouraged you, hopefully, because without the encouragement of your father, man, the world is a dismal place. It's very difficult to be a courageous person unless you have your father in body and spirit behind you. It's very demoralizing. Like, it really kills people not to have their mother. They just don't recover from that. But, and I think people can recover from a fragmented father relationship, but it's the next worst thing. You know, because if your father rejects you or doesn't form a relationship with you, it's as if the spirit of civilization has left you outside the walls as of little worth. It's very difficult for people to recover from that. So the father should be an encouraging force, but can be a tyrannical and crushing force. And so that's a very difficult thing to get right, partly because if you're my son, then I should impose the highest standards of behavior on you. And I should always be judging what you're doing. I should be judging it with the aim of making the best in you come forward. But getting that balance exactly right is very difficult. And so it's easy for a father to swing too much into judgment, let's say. And then, of course, mothers can play this role too. To swing too far into the domain of judgment and to be too harsh. And to the degree that the father has his own pathologies, he's going to do that imperfectly. You know, he might be someone who's the father who devours his son because he's jealous of the new possibility, the new potential, the struggle for attention and love from the mother or from the other children in the family. There's all sorts of things that can go terribly wrong. So that's the father as wise king, and that's another symbol that's been lost, I would say, to a massive degree in modern universities, because all we're taught is to tear that down and to not even notice that it manifests itself everywhere, especially in the universities, which are like they're as close to an ideal environment as human beings have ever been able to create. It's as simple as that. And if you can't be grateful for the structure of the university with all its imperfections, then you're completely blind to this element of the archetype. And that's the opposite of it. That's the son that devours, the king that devours his own son. That's a tyrant. You know, that's like the mother who's too overprotective. It's the male version of that. And the mother that's too overprotective says, I'll never let anything happen to you. It's like, well, maybe you actually want to have something happen to you. You know, it's a bit of an all-inclusive statement. It's like, no, I'm going to make you strong so any number of things can happen to you. And when you need some care, I'll be there. But otherwise, like out into the world with you, that's the right attitude. And for the father, it's like, get your bloody act together. But I'm on your side. It's not because I want to destroy you or demean you or push you down in the dominance hierarchy, but because I want the best in you to emerge. And so you need standards. It's like, what are you doing wasting your life? There's way more than that to you. Get your act together and bring it out. And that's a message that people really want to hear if they have any sense at all. And generally they do want to hear it. So, you know, I've been talking to a lot of people recently, as perhaps you know, and I was talking to one of the leaders of the Conservatives this morning, and they're asking me about struggle is going on right now. I've been talking to a bunch of them, and I said, well, look, one of the things you could do for young people that no one's doing is to talk to them about responsibility. Because everyone talks to young people about rights, It's like, we need our rights. It's like, oh God, how many rights do you need? You know, really, like you have more privileges than any people who've ever lived anywhere. Well, it's so dull to hear that. It's so dull. It's so pathetic and what would you call it? It's so demeaning that you have to be protected and have your rights. It's like I said, there's a huge marketplace for responsibility. That's what you want to talk to young people about. It's like, get your act together and do something worthwhile with your life. For the first time in my entire adult life, the conservatives actually have something to sell young people, right? They could sell them responsibility. It's like, well, why? Because that's where life has meaning with responsibility. Right. The more responsibility you take on, the more meaning your life has. And the higher degree of responsibility that you agree voluntarily to try to bear, the richer your life will be. And no one's ever told that, and it's the case. You know, it's like you have 4 kids, say. Well, that's plenty of responsibility. You're going to have meaning. It's going to be rough, you know, because it's complicated. You have a complicated job, and you try to help the careers of the people around you. You try to solve tough problems and aid suffering and do all of that. It's like, it's weight, it's responsibility, but there's glory in it. There's real glory in it. There's deep meaning in it. And young people are starving for that because no one ever tells them that. It's like, you're way more than you think, man. Stand up, do something difficult. Do something difficult and heroic, right? Burst out of your bonds. It's like, that's a good message. It's a necessary message because we have to be more than we are, because if we aren't, we're not going to survive. And certainly, to some degree, a good mother can provide that.
Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I never fixed the issue. It's still like loopy, like. Myself talking, but I can't see it on the screen. All right, so that one was nice. I'm gonna keep the show rolling just because I can't do nothing else. That one was nice. I look at myself through the screen as a father, mentally, whatever you want to call it, and I say to myself, what is it that I'm actually doing? And when I look at a video like that or listen to a video like that, I see what it is that I'm actually doing. I'm helping to shape the next person, the next me out there. And I hope that I was alright out here in the world enough to give some advice on to the next generation. Alright. Now, I'm gonna just say this to y'all. I promise you tomorrow will be better. I promise you it will. I can't. Sometimes I don't know the issues until they arise, so I can't do nothing about them sometimes. But anyway, okay. So the topic for today is taking care of ourselves. It's obviously Mindful Monday. If you kick it with me on the show all the time, then you know what time it is. But what does that mean again? Well, we're getting back to the root of that. And that's taking care of ourselves. Being mindful, you don't step on every single ant thing that's smaller than you. You're mindful of your approach, your technique. Oh my gosh, look at my Dan F. Man channel. It's looking crazy. This is crazy. I'm at the wrong screen, that's why. That's why it's been doing... I figured it out partly, y'all. I'm at the wrong channel. DGTA_TV. Yeah, y'all probably going crazy out there looking at that on my Twitch. All right, anyway. You can't take care of nobody unless you take care of yourself. Before we get into any videos or anything like that, I'm going to just talk for a few seconds. The reason why the topic is necessary is because when you get to the peak of taking care of yourself, you understand this one simple thing, and it drives you to do, act, be. You know what I'm saying? It's that everyone else is doing the same thing. That's my camera. Everyone else is doing the same thing as well. Absolutely, positively doing the same thing as well. And what your let's say hard work may come to is that you don't want to get left behind. You don't want to be out of the power curve, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, in some aspects, even if you from the richest kid to the poorest kid, you already behind. Because there are people who've done it before, there are people who have been here working ahead of you. And it's just no way to really catch up to that. Now, when I look at things like that in that aspect or in that respect, it's like telling somebody, ah ha ha, it's already been done to me. And if you're unprepared for me to say that, then you're gonna hear me and be like, you're gonna have a feeling that's counteractive to what I'm trying to put out to you. And that's cool. That's cool. But internally for me, however, that's what it's come to. There's no one thing that I can't seek advice on from someone or somewhere, especially from myself internally. You know, you just kind of sit and you go internally and say, hey, do I know anything about this situation? Do I have an experience that can help me through this, that, or the other thing? We all do that. My point in saying that, though, let me get off this full screen. My point in saying that, though, is when we're looking at how it is that we can take care of ourselves, maybe we just need to pull back the reins on how we're taking care of others. Maybe we need to evaluate the things that we're telling ourselves about ourselves. And that's all you need to do. It's not necessarily that you need to go out there and run 7 miles. You feel me? You ain't got the 7 miles in you today. It just ain't coming out like that, baby. But you could tell yourself 10 things positive that you are already doing. And that don't take a breath. When the last time you ran out of breath talking to yourself? When the last time you ran out of breath talking to yourself? You feel what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen, because eventually you pull those reins in and you begin to speak here or here more than you speak outwardly. So now let's go ahead and go on to our first video for the day. I'm still dealing with the audio issues, but I know y'all can at least hear me, so that's the good. That's the good in it all. All right, check it out. So we're going to do this whole entire week dedicated to parents, all right? Now, I don't know how we're going to do it going forward or whatnot, but, you know, Mother's Day is obviously coming up, so, and then Father's Day is coming up. So we're going to dedicate this whole week to parents. I'm going to go ahead and make that announcement. I do keep some things in my black box that I don't announce until it's ready. It's time to announce. But I really want to make this week dedicated to parents, because us parents, I think we're just now, if you some parents, myself included, are just now coming up out of that true seeing things like a child would see them. And I don't mean it like you just immature or you're irresponsible, but I mean it like there's still some sort of unconquered land out there in the world. It is, don't get me wrong, don't be a downer. It is some unconquered land out there in the world, and it's internal. So it's not external, and we'll have to get into that on another day. But when you get to be older, yeah, sometimes you get a little cynical. Sometimes you get a little mad at the fact that it's not what you thought it was out here in the world. And that is, I think that's paprika, baby. That's that good old seasoning right there. That's the seasoning that you can taste, but it ain't really was a lot of it in there. Because it keeps you on course to how you know for a fact you can do it. I can win this. I can do this. I got this. Man. And then when you turn 75, it all works out. And you was like, wow, it took 75 years. I may not have another 75 in me, but I know I taught at least one person how to get here faster than 75, baby. See some advice.
It takes 90 seconds for this NASA engineer.
I think we got to do this without the. We're gonna have to do this with the Creative Commons. And there we go. I knew we was gonna come across Burr again.
Over the last 2 years, I've interviewed more than 1,000 older people in 35 countries, asking them about their secrets to living a more fulfilling life. Now, I've shared brief snippets of some of those interviews with you, but I have personally listened to every single second of every interview. So today, I want to share 3 things that these 1,000+ interviews have taught me about what it takes to live a more fulfilling life. Okay, lesson 1. One of the greatest questions that I've been able to learn from gets almost exactly the same answer from people of all ages all over the world. In fact, 85% of people that I ask this question to,
what is one thing that when you were younger you put a lot of importance on,
but as we get older you realize wasn't that important?
respond with this answer.
Caring too much about what other people think.
Care a little less about what other people think of you. That was a lot more important to me when I was younger.
Stop giving a what people think. Stop giving a what you drive. Stop giving about how other people make you feel.
It actually happens so often now that I start giving my team a specific look whenever we both hear it. There's the look. Let's imagine this as a study. Statistics from over 1,000 interviews show that 85% of respondents believe that the greatest thing we worry about too much is the opinion of others. Now let's listen to some of their reasons as to why they say this is true.
Pleasing other people. I did put importance on it when I was younger just because it was a psychological kind of embedded way of being, and I realized that's not really a satisfying way to live life.
I was on the Joe Rogan podcast. One of my sisters said to me, do not read the comments. And there were thousands of comments. People were saying like, I want her dead. Can somebody kill her please? I want her dead. Or they said everything. And they said, no, I love her. I hate her. And everything in between. And I laughed at it. This is ridiculous. I was really straight talking about business and the restaurant business, and people want me dead. And they have a lot of opinions, good, bad, and the ugly. But Joe Rogan will say this, you don't see LeBron James in the comments section. Who's making comments? Let me see your life.
It's obvious that just about everyone, to some extent, cares about what others think. This is why we're so careful about our dating profiles, our social media profiles, what we say, and how we say things. But the truth is that the opinions of others are nothing more than an obstacle that impede you from becoming the person that you want to be. You may think that so many people spend time thinking about you and judging your every action, but the truth is that nobody likes you more than they like themselves. They'd rather spend time worrying about their own problems than worrying about yours. Now, once I heard these answers enough and I understood this, I asked myself, what would my life look like if I eliminated my concern for what people think of me? Would I be happier? Now I'm 25 years old. So imagine if I just say and do what I want regardless of people's opinions at this age. What would my life look like when I'm 50? How would I feel? And I encourage you to ask the same thing to yourself. Lesson number 2. Let's start with these reflections that I personally will never forget.
A lot of people my age feel very lost in life. They feel like it's very hard to navigate their life, to figure out what they want to do. What would be your advice to those people? How do they figure their life out or piece it together?
Well, I'm 70 and I feel very much like you do. I never really had any major goal. Never really had that kind of a priori list.
Do you regret that, not having a specific big goal?
At times, I felt I should have had some goals, that were more explicit, because then you can, put your efforts at achieving it. Sort of think like, well, maybe if I had them, I might have actually achieved them. Which it is what it is.
Goals are incredibly underrated. Now, what I've discovered is that people who wind up growing old and happy are people who have a clear direction with their decisions in life. Those who didn't take the time to figure out their direction ended up with regrets and a lot of "I wish I would have's."
What's a big mistake you've made or a big regret you have that you learned a valuable lesson from?
No.
No?
Nothing. Everything was perfect the way it was because it took me to this moment.
No. Is there something specific?
Never.
No? Didn't worry about money, health, women, anything?
No.
Didn't worry about anything?
No.
Are you the most zen person in the world?
Well, I'm happy. Whatever I did in my life, and I'm very, very happy.
So I took the advice from these peaceful interviewees and decided to start journaling about my life, asking questions like, who am I? What do I want? How do I get what I want? Am I doing the right thing? What should I stop doing? Recently, I've taken all of the knowledge and advice I've learned in these interviews and created a goal-setting journal. This journal has 4 sections: self-analysis, goal-setting, goal tracking, and daily journaling. Every page in it is unique and based on years of research in the real world with older people who know the secrets to living a more fulfilling life. Now, we've only made a limited batch of these and don't intend to sell it again. Why most... Okay, let's go into lesson number 3. So based on 1,000 interviews that I've done with older people, I've discovered there's actually a pattern that explains why most of us are unhappy. So as it turns out, there are really 2 moments in life when we happen to be the happiest. The first is in our very early 20s. Life is good, responsibilities are low, and the world is there for the taking. But the second period is actually in your early 60s. Your kids get older, you start giving up control over things that used to mess with you mentally, like caring about what other people think about you, and you realize that the end is closer than the beginning. But in the middle, from your mid-20s to your early 60s, your levels of happiness drop significantly. And this is primarily because of work, your career, responsibilities, relationships, and I think most of all, reality setting in. Those dreams that you had when you were younger don't seem so feasible anymore, and because of that, life gets quite hard. Now I want to emphasize this because there needs to be a reform on the way that we think about our capabilities. Schools have been pressuring us into jumping into jobs we know we won't like because they're socially acceptable. But is it worth spending your entire life doing something that makes you unhappy?
I was working a 9 to 5, well, more like a 7 to 3. When I first stepped into that job, 3 weeks later, a coworker had passed away. And that coworker had been working there their entire life. They were a handful of years away from retirement. They'd accumulated all their sick days, all of their vacation days. They were ready to claim that pension of theirs that they worked so hard for. And then when they passed away, they didn't cash out on any of that. They didn't take the time away. They didn't travel with their partner or their family. And I just thought, what was that all for? There isn't anything necessarily wrong with having a 9 to 5 if that's for you. But if you're not actually enjoying the very finite moments you have on this planet, which I promise you are very finite and are even more finite than you think they are, then what's it all for?
This point brings me back to the first point, where understanding that what society thinks or says about you has absolutely no relevance. That is a paramount fact you have to understand to live a more fulfilling life. And the connection is my way of telling you that after listening to 1,000+ interviews, if I've learned anything, it has helped me realize that we're all the same. It doesn't matter where we're from, what language we speak, how old we are. Everybody wants to have more time to do things that they love with people that they love, and the way we think of ourselves is a direct result of the way we will end up caring about how the world sees us. So if you have one takeaway from this video, it's to do the thing. Time will pass. The sun will rise and the sun will set every single day, regardless of if you're doing the things you want to be doing or not. So just do it.
Yes, sir.
Nobody really cares. And you only have one chance to seize this life. Thanks for watching, and make sure to grab your copy of our goal setting journal before they run out by clicking the link below. See you next week.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name.
That was actually pretty cool. That last thing he said. Hold up, let me flip y'all over. He said, go do the thing. Whatever the thing is, go do it. Now for me, it's been small. It's been like small stuff. Just making sure that I'm feeling and looking the best that I feel and know I can look. That has been my thing recently. I can't not do it. I gotta feel and look my best. I don't know what yours is, but whatever it is, you want to be taking care of yourself. I'm not gonna keep saying that over and over and over and over. On this particular part right here, I'm just gonna go to another video. Let's get one more of these real quick, because we watched that whole thing. Alright. Well, we're not gonna watch that. Let's see this for fun. No, I don't want to see 4, I see fun. They all got lessons for. I want to see if the kids could have teach us something. See if the kids got, because I mean they gotta have some value out there, right?
Vanessa, listen to me.
We probably can't watch this. This looks like it's a. Let's watch it for a couple seconds.
Vanessa, listen to me. Listen to me. We've been coexisting in this house together just fine, okay? Think of the kids. They love living here. They love living here together.
You know that we've had this date planned, and you've already postponed it 3 times. We've been separated for 6 months. I'm not gonna keep living this facade. I'm sorry, but Sophia and I are moving out. And I don't know why you keep putting these pictures back up. I know it's just for other people.
I'm just saying, just postpone it one more time, okay? What'll the neighbors think, okay? What'll the temple think?
Why is that all you care about? What other people think? Is that why you won't sign the divorce papers?
Divorce is public information. People talk. People start rumors.
That's it. Sophia? James? You sure you want to stay with your dad, James? All right. Well, our new place is just a couple blocks up the road, so if you want to visit Sophia and I, you can come at any time. All right, say goodbye to your dad, honey.
It's just like a very cool way to prototype extremely quickly. If I go here in Figma, I just have this design here that I...
Bye, sweetie. I miss you.
We'll see you later, Arash.
Hey, can you just make sure no one sees you leave?
Just make sure to sign the divorce papers, okay?
all copyright.
Hey, Mom.
Just calling to make sure you are still coming for the party.
Oh, Mom. Actually, I don't think we can.
It's your dad's 70th. How could you miss it? Your brother and family are flying in for the party this weekend, even with everything they have going on with Darius running a huge business. Having over 100 employees, he still find time to come. What's your excuse? Let me guess. Financial problem. No, wait. Marital problem.
No, things actually are pretty perfect between Vanessa and me. Actually, they're better than perfect.
I don't believe it.
Dang, my man's going through a hard time, but they gonna copyright flag me on this, ain't it? Hold on, let me see something. Let me see something, y'all. Hold on. Yeah, they gonna give me the copyright. All right, listen. I'm not just gonna walk away from that. I was looking for something that was more so along the lines of how my man's did his interviews with the older gentlemen and ladies, and just kind of asking them questions and picking their brain. But what we stumbled upon was that, and I know that was tough to look at for me, because when you analyze situations from the outside looking in, we know how it go. You're like, dang, man, he probably should have did this. But what he did, how he did it, and he probably wrong. She wrong. Nah, he wrong. We wrong. And yeah, it's just all complicated. Before we go into that, I really, really think that you need a form of balance, a form of grounding, something to keep you stable. Because and it's exactly what we're talking about today. So don't be upset. And that's what I'm just filling the word in with something. The reason I'm saying that is because if you don't have this something to keep you grounded, balanced, everything gonna fall apart. Just like if you was building something. And we can, yes, think of it as building something. What are you building though? A relationship. You're building a life. As a matter of fact, when you start having kids, you're building a couple lives. And they're going to need a foundation to stand on. Now, I think it's, what was it? Al Green. He'd be like, I'm so in love with you. Whatever you wanna do is alright with me. What'd he say? He just that probably ain't the song though. I was just trying to sing Let's Stay Together. Is that the song? Let's stay together, loving you whether times are good or bad, happy or sad. You know what I'm saying? The reason why that's important is because it's not just a relationship. It's not just a relationship. It's a you're building this thing together. You can't just leave it and then come back to it later on, because it's still gonna be standing there. I hope you got that analogy. You can't just leave it and come back to it later, because it's still gonna be standing there. This ain't the pyramids, baby. This is our relationship. And key word in relationship. What's the key word in relationship? Here, people, type it in the chat. I'm gonna keep on singing that song. What's the key word in relationship? Let's get some participation. What's the key word in relationship? So in love. Well, how the second verse start? Stay together, loving you well. We guessing the key word in relationship. weather, times are good, happy and sad. Why somebody tell me when we make up? Ooh, turn up, break up. There you go. Ooh, and turn around and make up. I just can't see, 'cause you never do that to me. Would you, baby? Been around you. I don't know. I don't know the next little line. It's what I need. Let me be the one you come running to. I want to spend my life with you. And it says to. Alright, the key word in relationship that I'm looking for is ship. It's a ship. We're building a ship. A relationship. You feel me? We're building a ship. A relationship. That's important to know. I don't know where the extra audio coming from. Oh, I see. But you should understand after me saying that what I'm getting at. It's not just something that you can leave there, come back to when you feel like it. And I think that's a lot of what the approach is when you start to not cherish what someone gives you in a relationship. It's not like it. I don't know. For me, I'm going to spend my good little days being just me to myself and my children at this point, because I didn't spend that time doing it when it wasn't any children. It wasn't anyone else but me. I didn't spend that time. So now I'm going to spend that time because I know how important it is when you have someone that cares about you. And don't get me wrong, everybody want to be in love. Everybody want to have their little person that they with, and you know. But I want you to know that it's not gonna bring nothing to you, unless you see the value in yourself. You'll be stuck like my man's lying to your mom, telling, hey, mama, me and Victoria be dining, and we can't make it this time. We can be down and we more in love right now, mom. We more in love right now than we ever been. My man's, he can't, and she can't do anything about their current situation other than just leave. That's what their heart says. But at one time, they wanted to be together. I don't know how. I don't know what it is. I don't know. I think it's just all just jumbled up right now. And just like expansion pack, we get back to our root so we can grow. And the root of this thing is that foundation. You need that foundation. I can tell you right now, all my relationship done failed. That's why I'm sitting here, because I ain't had no foundation. You can have some money. You can have your house. You can have God. You can have all of these different things that maybe you could put a foundation on. I ain't going to give you no recommendations. That's why I said more than just God. I'm not going to give you no recommendations, but what I will do is tell you to get a foundation. And if your foundation is something that's shifting, like your intimacy, your passion for one another, that ain't really a foundation. Foundation don't move. We got $100 in the bank account over there. If that $100 move, then that mean that foundation gonna start crumbling. So that's why I say the money. And so on and so forth. God is unshaken, yes, I know, but let's not be generic. You know? Because you could meet in a church. Y'all been going to the same church all y'all life. And the minute y'all get together, she ain't going to church no more. You know why she ain't going to church no more? Because she with you. And she don't want nobody in the church to know that she with you. So she don't go to church no more. He don't go to church no more. Or you see what I'm saying? Now they got to go to another church. Or da-da-da-da-da. You see, I just shake. It's you got to put that foundation down and work on it. I'm working on my own personal foundation. I'm going to sit in this room for the next 16 hours. I'm going to get me, I ain't trying to do no product placement, but I'm going to get me a Red Bull from the stove. And I'm going to work on these projects I got that's coming out. And I'm going to keep on pushing from there. That's my foundation. So that if I do want to go and spend time with either a friend, even my kids, that I'm more healthy and more willing to give to them because I've given to myself. Now let's watch another video off that. Hey, she look good. She look like she got a good message. Alright, let me turn it.
Try new Little Caesars 4-in-1 sticks with 16 deliciously shareable sticks. There are 16 reasons to try. Reason 1, they're...
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Shanika Marie and we are back with another video. If you are new here, hit the subscribe button and join the family. And if you are returning, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the subscribers, thank you for the comments, all the good stuff. I'm just so thankful for y'all. All right, so let's get back into it. So we are today we're going to talk about giving yourself grace. And I ended up coming up with this topic because I have had friends ask me about this. I have struggled in this area a lot. Me and my fiance, we just actually got back from lunch and we were talking about this during our while we were eating. And so I just really felt like God wanted me to talk about this because I really feel like people struggle with this. A lot of people struggle with this. So I'm just going to teach from where I'm at and what I've learned. And so we're just going to grow together, y'all. We're going to grow together. So let's so today we're, like I said, we are talking about giving yourself grace. And so before we even jump into the topic of giving yourself grace, let's talk about what not giving yourself grace actually looks like. So, and I'm just talking from my story, just being a little transparent. So maybe you feel the same way that I feel. So one way that I noticed that I wasn't giving myself grace was I was always feeling like I should be further than where I am. I was always, it's nothing wrong. Now don't get me wrong. It's nothing wrong with wanting more for yourself. But when you are constantly concerned, like soon as you get to, you accomplish a goal, and then next thing you know, you want to do the next thing and the next thing, that's something that I struggle with. And I realized that, you know, that was a little ungrateful of me, if I'm totally honest. So just always feeling like I need to be doing more, I need to be further along, and just not even thanking God for where I am. And so that also lead to me beating myself up, just always feeling like I'm not doing enough. And when you're constantly feeling like you're not doing enough, you beat yourself up and you can just go down this hole that you don't want, this really dark hole, if I'm completely transparent, in a place that you don't need to be in. So that's something I struggle with. And also another way that I realized I wasn't giving myself grace was I was rehearsing a lot of my bad decisions in my head. And we already know, and I'm gonna get into that one day too, talking about like our toxic thinking. And so just always rehearsing like what I should have done or what I would have done, or why did I make that? Just constantly asking myself like, why did I do that? Or I wish I can go back and change it, and like all of those things. So just not giving myself grace in a way of, you know, like, hey, I either didn't know better, or you know, I just made a mistake. But like all of those things, I was just beating myself up a lot with especially these two areas. Excuse me, y'all. And so I had to come and like ask myself, like, where did I even learn this? Like, where did I learn to not even give myself grace? Like, where did this beating myself up come from? Where did this constant like critic in my mind, like, where did that come from? And so you know, kind of asking God and just, you know, doing some self-assessment and like just writing some things down. You know, God had brought up things in your childhood, how you saw things in your childhood can affect the way that you see God and also his grace. So if you were a child who was who maybe didn't receive a lot of praise, you were always criticized for a lot of the things that you did, like not even criticized. So like, for example, like if you got B's and C's or like A's and B's on your report card, and then you had a parent that said, know what, you know, that's good, but next time I want you to get all A's. Like, you got to get all A's. And so that can like speak to your inner spirit, like, hey, I'm not good enough. So you can carry that on into your adulthood. Also, if you receive like harsh or the silent treatment as a child for your mistakes, you can start to look at God the same way. Like, hey, you know, you make a mistake, you think God is just going to shut you off, or you have to win the approval of God, you know, do something to make God happy again, for him to start blessing you again. And y'all, as I'm talking about this, it sounds crazy, but I do this all the time, and I want you to let me know in the comments if you do this too. Like, you feel like you have to win God's love, or if you mess up, you feel like you got to win it back, which sounds crazy as I'm talking about it, but
nah, but I feel what you're saying. I feel what she's saying on that. We're going to stop right there so I can go ahead and get into my last little bit of message. As always, y'all make sure y'all go and subscribe or like the playlist, and if you want to go back and watch the rest of these videos or any of the videos that we watch. So what should the foundation be or consist of? Maybe it should be a combination of those and much more. There is a video that I wanna that I cannot think where I heard it at or what the video was, just because I don't want to misquote. But basically, the person in the video was saying that the structure of the family has changed over time to whereas now there's nothing keeping the family together. And I'm pretty sure you know what I'm referencing when I'm talking about this video. But it's nothing keeping the family together. There's they ain't even like the decision making ain't even doing it, because everybody can make their own decision on how they gonna do, and even down to what they gonna eat and where, you know, and in any given time, in any given moment. And so I think it's too much competition in the modern world for you to have a relationship. Period. It's too much friction up against you. Now, if people weren't as accessible, then maybe you can maintain an illusion of a relationship, because I think they really did have relationships back in 40 years ago and 50 years ago and even maybe 20 years ago. I think they really did have relationships, but it was just an illusion, because there wasn't as much connectivity. You didn't know where your other person was at, so you just kind of just didn't think about it. But tell me there ain't some relationships that have went into the toilet because you didn't know where the other person was at. So I don't think the foundation is gonna come from something that we have been, and I'm gonna wrap this up, something that we have been traditionally trained to believe in. It's not gonna come from that. It's gonna come from something weird and paranormal that you just was like, I didn't think that would be. And I don't mean weird as in like just outlandish. I mean it like as in if you have ever seen the Avatar movie with the blue people and how they connect their hair to the spirit tree and that to the ancestors, and that's how they get connected and do their thing. It's gonna come from something like that. It's not gonna come from us. It starts with these, what we see here in this reality as the traditional stuff we've been trained, classical stuff we've been trained on to see and believe in. But it doesn't end like that. It doesn't end like that because you find some reason higher to love the person you're with other than just, oh yeah, we had kids together. The kids, it would be like, yo, we have kids together and they're out there running around in the world just like we were and gonna do things and love people. And I think it is tough, but it can be done. We have lost a lot of, I agree because that is the greatest love story ever told. It's going to be the greatest love story ever not told, whatever it is. But it's going to come from something that we have all put it in a box and to the side, and that's our spirit, ourselves that occupies inside of us, that gives us our heartbeat. It's going to be your soul to soul connection. It ain't going to be none of this, we just sleep here every day. It's going to be soul to soul, like your soul is connected to mine, baby. And it probably has been that. But I really feel like it has been mixed up into a way where, because we didn't start out with a good foundation, there's no way we could have ever built a good foundation in the first place. So it's like, hey, man, you did your best, you know? But when we start to grasp this new understanding of we're more than just a physical body, when we really start grasping that, man, people holding on, they looking at it a little bit now. But when we really grasp that, then we'll see what we've really been doing when we touch people, when we get close to people, when we connect with people. This has been another episode of Expansion Pack. I'm your host, Dan F. Man. I think I should give y'all some good song or something to go out of here on. I don't know. I ain't got that song, so let's see if it's on here. Let me see. Maybe he put it out. I thought he put it out, so hold on. Hold on. If he put it out, I'll play it, but if he didn't, then... So this would be a good song to play for y'all right now. Nope. I don't see it on here. I'll search one more time. I hope y'all enjoyed the talk today. Make sure y'all going out there and taking care of yourself. Don't and be mindful. Sorry if my messages is a little slow right now, but I'm trying to get y'all a good outro song.
Life shit cruel, I'm living it. As a small dude, mom moved everywhere. Military, documented, full-blown. This work for the government, but that's on some other shit. My mind's on some other shit.
But
Twisted
anyway,
in all different ways.
I'm gonna
And
get out of here,
element.
get off y'all
I got
for
this,
today,
I
and
got
find
this.
one of my
I'm
shit.
getting it. I got this, I'm easy going with my temperament. I got this, but I ain't going for no bullshit. I got this, I got it all. I got this.
I could have gave y'all something different, but I'm not. Hope y'all enjoyed today's episode. I'll see y'all tomorrow, Tech Tuesdays. Once again, if you got any suggestions, anything that you would like to talk about here on the show, just hit me up on one of these platforms. Y'all know y'all be seeing me live. Y'all know y'all be seeing me live. So, once again, I almost said this is 3B. No. Check. This is DGTA TV. See y'all tomorrow. Peace. Take care of yourself now. I'm gonna do the same.
When I think about you and the way that you move, I wanna hit this party and dance with you. When I think about you and the way that you groove, it's something about your body when I dance with you. So I'm in the club, I got my baby want me dancing, and we come to rub. Potentially we could be grooming till the morning sun up. I ain't gonna lie, you got me stuck in possession of love. The way you pop it like a drop and you're moving your butt. I'm in a daze, can't even count up all the ways, trying to focus and maintain. But baby, you got me, and I got you, dancing like soul train, busting the moon, cutting the rug, to the music for loom. All that I think about is dancing with you. It's something about your body, so sexy, it's erotic, and the dance is you're hypnotic, and dancing in this party. And the way that you move, I wanna hit this party and dance with you. When I think about you and the way that you groove, it's something about your body when I dance with you.
Yo, I need my baby when I go out late on a good day. When I look at you, I think your dancing flow like a great lake. We move and sing together. iTunes flowing right with the music whenever we move. Pick it up, drop it. You got me stuck like I'm stopping. I'm picking it up. I feel your vibes hypnotic. I'm hypnotized. This party made me realize. Don't along when we vibe. Your body is down on mine. I'm having such a good time. I like your urgency when you be flirting with me. You make me feel like I'm gliding. I don't need no parachute. I'm falling for you. I believe the dance will change the mood. Let's see what this party gonna do. The way you making me feel, it's like my dreams become real. I'm loving the way you take me down. I can't control this still. No. I hit the dance floor, grab your body and dip low. Lose control when we out in the dance floor.
Yeah. And the way that you move,
come on.
I wanna hit this party and dance with you. When I think about you,
come on.
and the way that you move,
and the way that you move,
it's something about your body when I dance with you. When I think about you,
come on.
and the way that you move, I wanna hit this party and dance with you. When I think about you and the way that you groove, it's something about your body when I dance with you.
Yeah.
When you move, dance with you. When you groove,
I hit the dance floor, grab your body and dip low. Lose control when we
when I think about you.